Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the third part of this miniature series on modular synthesis with Ableton PUSH 2 and Ableton Live 10. In the previous tutorials, we took a look at the Reaktor Blocks West Coast oscillator, and in the second part we added the low pass gate. And now in this third part, what we're going to do is we're going to add an Ableton Live 10 delay and reverb to the setup, which again will increase our sonic possibilities. And before I forget, if you click in the link below, you can download a template of this setup using Reaktor Blocks and all of the internal Ableton Live effects. Alright, let's get straight to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Audio Effects, and we are going to drag on a delay. So one of my favorite delays is the ping pong delay. So I'm going to drag that over here, and I'll put it within the group, and we are going to drag on a reverb and stick it in there. A great thing about putting the effects within the group is that we can assign macros to any of the knobs that we like. Obviously, we only have 2 macros left, so I'll show you the knobs that I personally prefer to use most within this setup. So what we're going to do is we're going to assign the dry wet knob to a macro. So you can't see this in the screenshot right now, but I'm assigning it to macro number 7. So that's the dry wet knob, as you can see right here. And I'm going to do the same thing with the dry wet knob of the reverb. I'm going to assign that to the macro number 8. Now, as you can see over here, it just says dry wet. So to keep things nice and simple, I'm going to rename number 7 to delay and number 8 to reverb. There we go. And you can see once I click over here into the instrument group right here, in the instrument rack that is, we have the delay and the reverb right here. Alright, so now we're going to play around with the system that we've set up here. So I'm going to drag over our Reaktor modular system here. Let's turn it up, see what we get. Let's reset it all back down to 0 apart from the carrier oscillator. Get our sine wave going again. Here we go. Alright, so let's find a sound that will let us evaluate the settings of the ping pong delay and the reverb. So we need something that's sort of short and leave some space so we can hear what's going on afterwards. So let me just find a sound. Alright, so I'm going to drag over iZotope Insight for a bit, just so you can see the different sounds going on. Alright, so let's turn up the reverb first of all. And that adds a real nice sense of atmosphere to the sound. Now remember, I only have a dry wet knob assigned to the macro, so I can go into the reverb settings by clicking over here and play around with some of the other settings. There we go. That sounds nice. Okay, so that I like that reverb sound for the moment. And let's take a look at the delay settings. You can click on ping pong delay right here. Also play around with feedback settings. Let's maybe put it around here. Yeah, let's leave it like that for the moment. Oops. Alright. So now, let's just play around with the sounds and see what this little modular setup will give us. Increasing the reverb a little. As you can see in iZotope Insight, the trails after some of the longer spaces. If I turn off the reverb, once it shortens again, see? There's nothing in there. And when I add the reverb, you'll see all of these frequencies trailing there. Alright, let's see what this system can do. Some of the delay in there. Alright, let's also add some of the LPG in there, because the way it's set up, let me just show you before I continue. We have Reaktor 6 here, which is this system. Now when I turn the LPG, the low pass gate, when I open it up and I turn it back down, all of the trail of the ping pong delay and the reverb still continue even though I've turned the level of the low pass gate down. So I can do some really interesting things. And I can change some of the settings here even though I can't hear them, and then I open up the low pass gate again and I have these beautiful trails. So let's play around with the low pass gate a little. So basically what I'm doing is I'm using my right hand to open up and close up the low pass gate, and I'm using my left hand to just manipulate some of the other settings. So what I'll do is, let me put the iZotope spectrogram in there and you can really see some beautiful images now. Again, I'm just opening up the low pass gate and closing it. And once it's closed, I'm just changing some of the settings. And as you can see, you can literally go on like this forever, creating all kinds of beautiful and really crazy sounds. One thing I'd like you to remember is the sounds are all still coming just from this one oscillator. Everything else is just either modulating it or shaping the sound itself, but the sound is being generated purely by this carrier oscillator here. and it's all just being changed by the different knobs. So there you go. That's the little modular setup, and we have one more part in this series where I'm just going to show you how to record this audio onto an audio track, which you can then take and manipulate to your heart's content, either, you know, sample it or use it just as raw audio. So please make sure to leave me a comment below. Let me know what you thought of this tutorial. If there's anything else that you would like to know, if anything's unclear, I read all of the comments. And if you enjoyed it, I would ask you to please like. And if you want to see more of this type of thing, just subscribe, and that way you'll always be updated. I will see you in the final part very soon. All the best for now. Take care. Peace.